are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So it looks like Cardi B is inspired by Onika Tanya Mirage, according to the fans. She is currently at Paris Fashion Week. And, you know, to me, I haven't been really impressed with any of her looks, but people are calling her a fashion icon. But some fans are speculating that she did copy Nicki Minaj's Met Gala look back in 2024, okay, last year. Now, some fans are saying that, oh, well, you know, Cardi B's looks is expensive, Nicki Minaj's look cheap. But also fans are saying that Onika Tanya Mirage did it first and Cardi B copied. Here's my thing. I think Cardi B purposely be trying to copy Nicki Minaj's looks, just how she started wearing scarves. She wasn't wearing scarves until Onika Tanya Mirage started doing it. She's a fan, she a stan. And I think Cardi B likes being attached to Nicki Minaj. Because she knows the barbers are going to tune in. The barbers are going to talk about it. They're going to tune in. They're going to tweet about it. And so she believes that being attached to Nicki Minaj helps her career. And it does. So I can see why she continues to try to copy the Nicki Minaj's blueprint or pink print, but it's just not given. You know, I never really think Cardi B really gives when it comes to fashion. But I like high fashion, okay? Not botch BBL fashions. That's just me. So when I talk about fashion icons, I'm talking about Zendaya. I'm talking about the Rihannas. Okay? Even Beyonce has stepped up the fashion game in recent years. We're never talking about Cardi B on my end when it talks about the fashion. Now, she can dress thanks to her stylist, but I don't really feel like she's a fashion icon, though. Is she up there with Riri, Zendaya, Naomi Campbell, Beyonce? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. I don't think she'll ever be up there. But she gives botch BBL fashions. You know what I'm saying? Like cartoon fashions, stuff you would see on TV, on like, you know, Nickelodeon or a cartoon TV show. But it don't give high fashion, okay? Squidward thighs don't do it for me. But let me know in the comments if you feel as though Cardi B is influenced or inspired by Nicki Minaj, if she is paying homage. I think she likes being attached to Nicki, and that's why she tends to copy a lot of her looks. Just like in past years, she's tried to copy a lot of Nicki Minaj's facial features. You know, she had gotten something done to her eye. She got the cat eye. Definitely got a nose job, restructured her face. Still ugly. No shade after all of that surgery. No pun intended. But with that being said, let me know if you feel like she is becoming a fashion icon and if she copied Nicki Minaj. Now, Nicki also announced that she would like to collaborate with the chart-obsessed racists, okay? She said, I'm a big fan of her music. I think that it would be an effing phenomenal collaboration in every way. Let me know if you guys would be here for it. Well, they should have collaborated. I mean, the chart-obsessed racists collaborated with No Spice, and she has no talent, okay? So she should have collaborated with the Queen. What is the holdup? That should have happened like 10 years ago. You know, no shade, but Nicki, you should have been asked the chart-obsessed racists, especially in 2015, 2016. You know the chart-obsessed racists would have said yes. Will she say yes now? I don't know about that. The only reason why I'm saying I don't know about that, because Nicki has obviously went against a few gatekeepers, and the chart-obsessed racist is an industry puppet. And what do I mean by that is she never goes against industry. You know, she never speaks out against anybody that has a lot of power. Okay, the only person she's ever done that to was Scooter Braun, and that is because he bought her masters, okay? But does he have Camel Face and Lucian Grange power or Steven Stout power? I don't know about that. He definitely has pull. Let's not get it twisted. He definitely has pull. But she'll never, I don't see her really going against the industry and calling them out under BS. She only called out Scooter because he bought her masters. She didn't really call out the sabotagery or anything like that. I don't feel like somebody owning your masters is sabotage because, the chart obsessed racist for years, even after that, didn't own her masters. A lot of artists don't. She just bought them now. A lot of big artists don't own their masters. It's not sabotage. That's called having a record deal and you not owning your music. But the point of the matter is, now that Nicki has this Camel Toe, has this, a few other people, Deseret, and a few other people in the industry, I feel like Chart Obsessed Racist, the puppet, she may not want to do it now. That's the only thing, because she is an industry puppet, and she will be listening to what Camel Toe says behind the scenes. She do have a decent, I want to say they're friends, but she has a decent relationship with them. So I feel as though she could easily be swayed, okay, to not work with Onika Tanya Mirage. She could easily be swayed. Because the thing is, why haven't you worked with her? You worked with No Spice after you were exposed for having that racist boyfriend. Okay, when he called her a chunky Chinese lady. You worked with No Spice quickly. How comes you never worked with the Queen? Because people told you not to work with the Queen. That's why. Let's bring that to you out. They told you to not work with the Queen, but they told you to work with No Spice because you were exposed for sleeping with a racist, okay? So, that's the only thing about the Chart Obsessed Racist. She's very easily swayed. She's a puppet. She can be pulled to any which direction where the money resides. And I will 100% bet that, she will be told, no, that's not a good look. I can 100% bet on that. Not saying that she wouldn't want to, but she is a puppet in the industry like the rest of the artists are. Now, speaking of puppets, Megan Thee Stallion, who is Devil Nation's favorite puppet at the moment, is still in a lawsuit with Megan Thee Stallion's former employee and cameraman, Emilio Garcia. He says while in Europe on tour, she forced him to watch her have sex with another woman inside a moving SUV, fat shamed him, cut his hours in pay, and eventually fired him. He also claims he was blackballed from working anywhere else in the industry after speaking up because Deseret made them phone calls and fired his ass, okay? And with that being said, Emilio said that he felt uncomfortable doing what she did in front of him, having sex, obviously, and because of his sexuality and gender, she thought it was okay. Now, the judge agreed that his argument was reasonable, and the court has ruled that he has given enough information and facts to keep the case alive and move forward in New York. Megan's team tried to dismiss everything and called him a clout chaser with a failed music career trying to get attention. But after 14 depositions and a whole lot of receipts, Emilio's lawyer says that they're ready and they want to go to trial. Okay, so Megan, the lawsuit is still going on. Allegedly, he wants millions. Some fans are saying that he deserved 10 million. I don't think he deserved 10. 1 million max. Megan Thee Stallion don't have 10 million. Devil Nation probably don't have 10 million to give, okay? Not saying that they piss broke, but they get in there, okay? But I think he could probably get 500,000, a million max from Megan. But I don't think he gonna get millions, okay? So if he trying to get millions from Megan Thee Stallion, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but she don't got it like that, okay? You might want to have to sue Camel Phase and Beyonce. You don't have a case against them, so you can't. But you would have to sue them to get millions. Suing Megan Thee Stallion, you may only be able to get 50,000. I don't think she got millions upon millions like that. No shade. Okay. And it's not like she's not making money, but I'm talking about liquidated to give out to somebody to pay out. And, she has her own bills. And it's not like she's making 100 million a year. She probably making max 5 to 10 max. And then she got to pay Devil Nation and all her other employees that have not been fired. She don't got time to give you that much money, okay? So you probably only going to get 100,000, and I don't feel like it's really worth it to be getting only 100,000 because she's not going to give you millions. She don't got it like that. No shade to Amelia. Now, fans are saying that Nicki Minaj is trying to get back in the good graces of Queen Bee and Camel Toe because she played Flawless Remix and I think Feeling Myself on Station Head. So a lot of fans are saying, oh, you know, she's trying to backtrack after dissing Camel Face. Now, here's the thing. I don't really think Nicki has an issue with Queen Bee. Okay, her issues with Camel Face. Do I think Queen Bee messed with Nicki? I don't know about that. Only because Queen Bee is very loyal to her husband. So when people mess with her husband, she take it as you messing with me. Okay? Because he's a gatekeeper. If he go down, Beyonce goes down. Okay? You got to understand. They're a package deal. If he go down like Diddy, Queen Bee's going down. So she do not like when Camel Face get any type of negative press. But hopefully in the future, Camel Face, Queen Bee, and Nicki Minaj can have a conversation and make amends, okay? Because Queen Bee gonna ride for her husband regardless. That man cheated on her, you know, did her dirty, got kids outside her marriage that we shall not name. He don't want to do a DNA test for. So she's always gonna remain loyal to that man no matter what. So hopefully, you know, Nicki, Queen Bee, and Camel Face could come together. Let me know if you guys would like that. Now, it has been reported that allegedly Queen Bee and The Weeknd will not only do a song together for the 2026 World Cup, but allegedly they will headline. I don't believe that. Queen Bee's currently on tour. When's she going to give it a rest? Okay, because she need to be filming music videos. She don't need to be doing no more performances. After Act 2, Cowboy Carter World Tour, which she's currently on, she needs to focus on Act 3, rest, gear up for another tour, and also put out music videos. I don't need her performing at the halftime show. Okay? She done performed at a lot of big places. She don't need to perform at the World Cup. Now, it may be on her bucket list, but I just don't think it's necessary. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because she needs to allow other people to have these big stages, okay? You can't always have the big stage, Queen Bee. And then on top of that, I just don't believe The Weeknd could compete with Queen Bee when it comes to performing. I would not want to perform the same night as Beyonce if I was any artist. The only person that could possibly compete is Chris Brown. But I also think that, you know, Chris Brown, he's a good performer. We got to give him his fives. You know, he's a really good performer. But Queen Bee, she just on a different level. Like not even just her stage presence and, you know, I would say choreography. Okay, because I feel like Queen Bee is a better vocalist than she is a dancer. But the budget for the stage setup is going to be crazy. She has robots and all different types of stuff on stage. Okay, these other artists can't compete because they don't got the budget to compete. She done spent $30 million on the stage setup for the Cowboy Carter World Tour. So it's like the stage setup automatically is going to clear everybody. So I would not want to perform the same day or same night as Queen Beyonce. I just wouldn't want to do that and embarrass myself. Now, moving on to Off the Cheat and Cardi B. It looks like Off the Cheat is clowning Cardi B after she archived and deleted a lot of her pictures of her and Stefan Diddy on Instagram.
You can't get rid of the council, you know what I mean? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All of my hoes, still my hoes, that's for sure. All of my hoes, still my hoes, that's for sure. All of my hoes, still my hoes, that's for sure. All of my hoes, still my hoes, and they know they still my hoes, you hear me?
Now, besides this being high-key corny, I noticed off the cheap, he's kind of ugly. Was he ever cute, or did he just get worse looking? He is ugly. UGLY. Oh my goodness. I can't believe Cardi B gave him 3 kids, but she ain't much better looking either. Okay, especially without the surgery. We forgot what her original face looked like. But with that being said, I think this was kind of corny. Because at the end of the day, why would you even want to be attached to somebody, no shade, even if it's the mother of your child, when she was pregnant, entertaining other men? I mean, that's just, I feel like trashy, okay? Whorish behavior. But basically, he's clowning Cardi B, okay? Because of the fact that her and Stefan Diddy broke up, and she's getting clowned all over social media. Now, some people are saying, the relationship was PR or fake. I do think she did like him, though. Okay, do I feel like she was using Stefan Diddy for PR? Yes, I do think she liked him, and she really thought she had one up on Off the Cheat. Okay, she was bragging about that man on Spaces, posting pictures of him. She really thought she was up one, okay? But what she forgets is that she's not the baddest in the game, and, Stefan Diddy, just like Off the Cheat, they can pull other women that are probably better than you, have more class, might even have more going on for themselves. Yeah, you a rapper, but outside the top 10. It's not like you really have much going on. Let's be honest, you don't. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was still a little bit cringy. Now, moving on to ASAP the Colorist. Is not looking good for ASAP the Colorist. He better call up Riri. So, according to LVMH sources, Pharrell had been working on a collaboration with ASAP the Colorist through Louis Vuitton, but due to complications, the project is currently no longer moving forward. Well, I'm sure nobody was going to buy it anyway. ASAP the Colorist is not a fashion icon. I keep trying to tell y'all. Okay, just because he goes to fashion events, mostly thanks to Rihanna. Okay, because that's the only time he make noise, if he attached to Rihanna. That's why he got to bring her everywhere, because if he don't, nobody's talking about him. Okay, if he was such a fashion icon, no fashion brand is canceling or basically not moving forward with a fashion product. Do you think that any big fashion brands doing that with Rihanna or Beyonce? No, they're not. Okay, that just shows that he's a flop. And then on top of that, his song that he put out is flopping on the charts. ASAP the Colorist, to me, is just, he just exists, but he don't really have a career, in my opinion. Okay? He's lucky he knocked up Rihanna 3 times. He'll be able to get child support. But other than that, his career is over. Now, moving on from that, Temple University is doing a course on Kung Fu Kenny. The course is called Kendrick Lamar and the Morale of Mad City. What is this course going to be about? I don't understand why universities try to do courses on celebrities. What is this going to be about? How is this going to help somebody's education? Okay? Temple University, I like Kung Fu Kenny, but y'all really deserve 50,000 lashes for this. This is ridiculous. A course on what exactly? Is this a music course? If it's not a music course, then y'all deserve 50,000 lashes. I don't think this is necessary. I don't like when universities do courses around, celebrities. They do a lot of that with Beyonce, because that's not going to help you in the real world. Okay? How is this going to help you in the real world get a job? Because you took a course on Kendrick Lamar, the morale of Mad City. I mean, come on now, stop. Just trying to get money out of these people. It's just thirsty. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon on Diddy and Tyler Perry. Link will be in the description on Patreon, and I hope you have a great day.